Hello everyone, welcome to Yadnya Investment Academy. Today we are going to do a mutual fund review. Let me first explain the methodology of the review. We will list and review the fund on various parameters and rate each parameter by green, yellow or red star. Green star means good performance, yellow star means average performance and red means below average performance. In the end, based on the total number of green, yellow and red star respectively, you can take a call to buy this fund or not. Please remember, all the fund parameters we are going to discuss here are based on 29th March 2017 data as reference, and we only review regular and growth plans of mutual funds. In this video, we are going to review fund name Franklin India Taxshield Fund, which is a ELSS fund launched in 1999. Before going into review, let's understand about fund's objectives. The fund invests primarily in equities and equity related instruments and is ideal fund for long-term capital appreciation. It is a large cap oriented fund. It enables investors to avail tax deduction from total income as permitted under Section 80C of Income Tax Act. Now let's start the detailed review on each parameter. First, the fund belongs to Franklin Templeton Mutual Fund family, which is currently India's 8th biggest fund house in terms of asset under management out of more than 45 fund houses and was established in 1996. So for being a pretty large and experienced fund house, we have given a green star here. Taxshield fund was launched in April 1999. This means it is active for more than 20 years. So let's give a green star here too for being a very experienced fund which has seen all market ups and downs. Fund is categorized in ELSS category as it gives Section 80C tax deductions for investing and has a 3-year lock-in. Now moving to next, this fund has a large asset under management of 2657 crore rupees and ranks 7th biggest ELSS fund in the category among a population of around 40. So this high asset under management shows investors trust in the fund's management and its performance and hence deserves a green star here too. Now let's talk about the moolah, that is the returns. We will first talk about the trailing returns from 29th March date and then talk about the calendar returns. In trailing returns, we can see the fund has consistently beaten its benchmark index, that is Nifty 500, across 3 years, 5 years and 10 years, and has also beaten its category average handsomely in long term, that is 5 years and 10 years. Performance in last 1 year is not too good but should be ignored as performance of equity funds in short term can be volatile. Trailing return performance of the fund overall is very good and exceptional in long term looking at this. Now talking about the calendarized returns of last 10 years from 2007 to 2016, which means returns from 1st Jan to 31st December of a calendar year, we see that there have been 3 instances when fund was beaten by both benchmark and category average, that is in 2007, 2009 and 2012. In all these 3 years, fund is not too far from average. They had pretty good performance in 2010 and 2014, where they have beaten both benchmark and category average returns by good margin. Even in bad markets of 2008 and 2011, the funds could manage the fall much better than the benchmark and category average. In the rest of the years, 2013, 2015 and 2016, funds performance is very close to category average. Now looking at this, overall funds calendar year performance is very close to category average. They haven't had any very bad years where their performance were dismal, and neither they had given any stellar returns compared to category average. Their performance during the negative market years of 2008 and 11 was much better than the category. So due to this very consistent, very close to category average calendar year performance, which converted into stellar long-term trailing year returns, we give this fund 2 green stars on this return parameter. Next parameter is fund manager. Franklin India did a major reshuffling across their portfolio and Franklin Taxshield got 2 new fund managers, Lakshmikanth Reddy and Janakiraman, from May 2016 onwards. Lakshmikanth joined the Franklin Fund House last year only in their equity fund management team. He was the head of equity of ICICI Life Insurance before joining Franklin. He is a BTech and MBA from IIM Ahmedabad. Since May last year, he is also leading Franklin Balanced Funds equity portfolio and also joined Janakiraman to manage Franklin Flexi Cap Fund. Both are very popular balanced and multi-cap fund respectively. Whereas Janakiraman is an old-timer in Franklin's equity team and has been with them for close to a decade now. He has been part of fund management team of Franklin's very popular Franklin India Prima Fund, which is a mid-cap fund, and Franklin India Smaller Companies Fund, which is a small-cap fund since February 2008. Both of them are close to 5,000 crore asset under management each. He is also managing their flagship equity fund, Franklin Prima Plus Fund, which is a multi-cap fund since February 2011. It has more than 10,000 crore asset under management. All these funds have performed very well and are among the category toppers in long-term performances, that is 5 years and 10 years returns perspective. Currently, we cannot comment on Lakshmikanth's performance as he is very new to organization and has joined from outside mutual fund industry. But Janakiraman is one of the best performing equity fund managers around. All the funds under him are among category toppers and their very high asset under management shows their popularity among investors. Taxshield fund was managed by Franklin's Equity CIO and one of the industry's highest rated fund manager, Anand Radhakrishnan, before 2016. And we are sure Janakiraman and Lakshmikanth will take the baton forward. With Anand still around and seasoned manager like Janakiraman in the team, we will give this parameter a green star. Next parameter is top stock holdings of the fund and understanding the fund's diversification. As on 29th March, fund has 55 stocks in the portfolio with top 5 contributing close to 28%. Current cash allocation is very high at around 10% and rest all is in equity. Fund has very good diversification in portfolio and weightage of top 5 companies is little higher than our benchmark of 25% and hence we give this parameter a yellow star. Next parameter is sector diversification. Top 3 sectors contribute to close to 55% and fund is definitely very overweight on financial sector and therefore we give this parameter a yellow star too. Next are expenses. Expense ratio of this fund is 2.51%, which is almost equal to average expense ratio of this category and hence deserves a yellow star. Now those who like numbers, let's discuss few important ratios too. Standard deviation, a measure of volatility and risk, is lower than the benchmark and category, which means it takes lower risk compared to them, which is expected given it is a large cap oriented fund. Beta 2 is a measure of risk and is also much lower than the category and again shows lower risk this fund takes compared to the category. Alpha, which measures the risk adjusted returns, so 9.8 alpha means it can perform 9.8% better than the benchmark. So surprisingly, even by taking lower risk, it is showing better alpha than the category. So this means this fund is low risk and high return profile fund, which is very good. Last is P ratio of the portfolio, which is 22.4 and is lesser than the benchmark NSE 500 index PE, which is 27.1, and it shows its propensity to choose lower P stocks and also its large cap bias, which have lower PE multiples. So fund has performed exceptionally on this parameter by taking lower risk and giving higher alpha and having lower PE multiple too, so deserves a green star. Few other important info to note about the fund is that it is a large cap focused fund and hence has 85% investment in large caps and rest in mid cap and small cap. And this table shows how rupees 10,000 SIP would have performed in various time frames and prove the very good performance this fund has given continuously. So if we calculate, we got total 7 green stars and 3 yellow stars, with change in fund managers being of some concern. To summarize, Franklin India Taxshield Fund is a low risk fund in the ELSS category with clear focus on large cap stocks. In terms of returns, it is astutely very close to category average performance consistently in large so many years, which adds to giving exceptional returns in long term, beating the category average by quite a margin. Fund's ability to contain the downside risk is also appreciable, especially looking at its performance in 2008 and 2011. Fund has got two new fund managers last year, which doesn't seem to be a cause of worry given the Janakiraman's exceptional credentials and earlier fund manager Anand still leading the equity team. So fund seems to be a very good bet for relatively conservative ELSS investors who are looking for less risky consistent returns. So that is all on this fund review. If you have any question, please do write in the comment section below. Have a great time ahead.